How Eala's win over Dayana Yastremska sets her up for deep run in Indian Wells Open. Eala proved she could withstand a stern test on the hard courts of the BNP Paribas Open. Playing her first match as a seeded player in a WTA 1000 event, the 20-year-old Filipina battled past Dayana Yastremska, 7-5, 4-6, 7-5, in the round of 64 on Saturday afternoon at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. The victory marked Eala's second straight win over the Ukrainian following her dominant quarter-final triumph at the Lexus Eastbourne Open last year, but this encounter proved far more grueling as both players traded momentum across 3 tightly contested sets. The opening frame was a baseline chess match early, with both players exchanging breaks and finding themselves tied at 3-3 after 6 games. Yastremska relied on her aggressive ground strokes to dictate rallies, while Eala countered with sharp angles and her reliable two-handed backhand. Eala appeared to seize control late in the set, breaking for a 5-3 advantage. But Yastremska quickly clawed back, breaking in the 10th game to level the score at 5-5. The Filipina steadied herself in the crucial moments, however, earning another break in the 12th game to pocket the opener. Yastremska responded in the second set behind her power game. The Ukrainian broke serve in the opening game and rode that momentum to a 4-1 cushion. Eala attempted to close the gap by pushing the score to 4-3, but the experienced 25-year-old kept her composure to force a deciding set. The final set produced the biggest moment of resilience for Eala. Trailing 4-5 and facing the pressure of serving to stay in the match, she strung together 3 consecutive games to complete the comeback and seal the hard-earned victory. The gritty win could serve as the ideal tune-up for Eala as she prepares for a much tougher challenge in the next round. Awaiting the Filipina in the round of 32 is a rematch with Coco Gauff, who previously dominated their encounter at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships earlier this season. In that meeting, Gauff's elite court coverage and relentless baseline pressure forced Eala into shorter rallies and defensive positions, preventing the young Filipina from dictating points the way she usually prefers. That is where the match against Yastremska becomes valuable preparation. Yastremska's aggressive baseline approach and high-risk serving forced Eala to navigate extended rallies and absorb power from the backcourt. The Ukrainian blasted 8 aces during the match but also committed 15 double faults, creating a rhythm that constantly shifted between explosive offense and costly mistakes. For Eala, that meant staying mentally sharp on return games and capitalizing whenever opportunities appeared, an element that will be crucial against a player like Gauff. From a tactical standpoint, Eala will likely need to lean on her strengths, particularly her precise backhand and ability to redirect pace, to challenge the American. Gauff thrives when rallies become predictable from the baseline, using her speed and defensive instincts to turn defense into offense. To counter that, Eala must vary her shot selection, mix angles, and attack shorter balls earlier in rallies. And if those lessons carry over into Eala's next match, Indian Wells could provide the stage for a much more competitive showdown against Gauff and perhaps the opportunity for redemption. How Eala's win over Dayana Yastremska sets her up for a deep run at the Indian Wells Open. In tennis, certain victories mean far more than a simple advancement in the draw. They become turning points, moments that signal a player's readiness to compete on the sport's biggest stages. For Eala, her dramatic victory over Dayana Yastremska at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells Tennis Garden may prove to be exactly that moment. The young Filipina star survived a grueling 3-set battle, winning 7-5, 4-6, 7-5, in a match that stretched close to 3 hours. The contest was not only physically demanding but also mentally taxing, featuring multiple momentum swings and intense pressure points. By emerging victorious in such circumstances, Eala demonstrated the resilience and tactical maturity that often define players capable of making deep runs in major tournaments. This victory may be just the beginning of what could become a breakthrough campaign in one of tennis's most prestigious events. A breakthrough moment on a major stage. The BNP Paribas Open, often referred to as the 5th Grand Slam, is among the most competitive tournaments outside the 4 majors. The WTA 1000 event draws the world's best players, making every win significant and every upset meaningful. For Eala, The stakes were particularly high because the match against Dayana Yastremska marked her Indian Wells debut. Facing a seasoned opponent who has previously reached the semifinals of a Grand Slam, Eala entered the contest knowing she would need both skill and composure to prevail. Instead of being overwhelmed by the moment, she embraced it. The match became a test of endurance as rallies lengthened and the tension grew late into the night. With fans still cheering well past midnight, Eala maintained her focus and sealed the win with clutch shot-making in the final games. Winning a tight three-set battle in such a setting is often a confidence-building experience that players carry into later rounds. Demonstrating mental toughness. One of the most impressive aspects of Eala's victory was her mental resilience. Tennis matches at the highest level are rarely decided solely by physical ability. Instead, they often hinge on psychological strength, the capacity to stay composed when momentum shifts and pressure mounts. Throughout the match, both players experienced periods of control. Yastremska fought back to take the second set after falling behind early, forcing a decisive third set. At several points, the Ukrainian appeared close to turning the match in her favor. Yet Eala refused to concede ground. Even when trailing late in the deciding set, she continued to attack and eventually regained the lead to close out the match. Such resilience reflects a growing maturity in her game. Young players frequently struggle with maintaining composure during long matches, but Eala showed an ability to manage pressure, an essential quality for anyone hoping to make a deep run at a WTA 1000 tournament. Tactical growth and court intelligence. Beyond mental toughness, Eala's performance highlighted the tactical evolution of her game. As a left-handed player, she possesses natural advantages in cross-court rallies and serve placement. During the match against Yastremska, she used these strengths effectively, constructing points patiently before finishing with aggressive ground strokes. Her ability to convert crucial break points also proved decisive. The statistics reveal that she capitalized on key opportunities, a hallmark of experienced competitors. More importantly, Eala demonstrated adaptability. When Yastremska began dictating rallies with powerful baseline shots in the second set, the Filipina adjusted her strategy, varying pace and angles to disrupt her opponent's rhythm. This ability to modify tactics mid-match is often what separates promising talents from established contenders. Momentum from a strong 2026 season. Another reason Eala's victory could lead to a deep run at Indian Wells is the momentum she has already built earlier in the season. Prior to arriving in California, she had already produced several strong performances on the WTA Tour.